just loading here. I'm standing on the tire of the tractor. Skid steer just barely. We can't get her. Tractor here now. We did my first load. I got my speed figured out, my hydraulics for the flow for what I want to put on. So I'm putting on 18,000 pounds, or just, I think it's probably closer to 7.5 ton, 7.5, 8 ton. So that's what we're going to shoot for. Try and get at least, I think there's enough there for 30 acres, but we'll keep spreading until we run out of manure. I think he was planning to clean the barn, so there's at least a spreader load and a half in the barn. And I'm using field view to map it, so I know where I stop and start. So when I'm ordering fertilizer for next year, I'll just tell them where to stop spreading, roughly where we finish spreading with manure, and then that way I'm not over applying fertilizer. And it's a good way to document, you know, we can take it to yield if we want and see if we need more, if manure is better than commercial fertilizer. So we'll see. So anyways, David's getting me loaded up here. Skid steer's just big enough. So I'm shooting for about 2 acres ish, a spreader load. So anyways, catch up with you guys when we're in the field, and I'll show you how we're spreading. On my 4th load here, I should have her figured out now. The last load I was going to record, but I had some troubles. I had a remote line pop out, so my hands are dirty. But no, it's going good. With headlands and turning, I can get down and back, so can make the round for the rate I want to put on. I don't want to put it on any heavier than that, just try and get as much of this manure across the farm as possible. And yeah, so anyways, we'll get on our guidance line here and we should be good to go. I get on my line. I idle the tractor down to start the spreaders. Get the spreaders up to 1,000. Just tap there to map. And then I push this remote ahead. That kicks the apron chain on, and we're spreading. So go at about 6 miles an hour. Oh, I better turn my apron down. So up there we're doing a little we'll do a manure trial. Going on a lot heavier than it should be, but it should be good to go. If I run a little short, anyways, I can just touch it up on the next one. So it doesn't look like I've spread much, but I got lots out on there, and yeah, we'll just stay at her. About 4 load an hour is what I can do, so I think there's probably 20 loads here, so we got about 4 or 5 more hours of spreading to do. But he does want to clean the barn out, so that might slow us up. Or I might just have him clean. He might just clean the barn out, and I'll just come back tomorrow and we'll finish spreading it out tomorrow. Anyways, we will just stay at her. I'll get you. I don't know if I can get off. I'll put you guys outside or not. I do have the drone with me, so that once I get kind of situated here, I might get the drone up and get some video spreading. We're just loading here. I'm standing on the tire of the tractor. Skid steer's just barely. We can't get her right keeping full, but we can get her full enough for what we're trying to do. He just kicks it there with the bucket, and it works pretty good. So this good stuff. Corn will really like it next year growing where we spread it. Not that commercial fertilizer. Corn doesn't care what the source of fertilizer is. Just always seems get that manure history in there. The different bugs and microbes that are in the manure seem to help with soil health, and highest yields are always on farms with lots of manure history. So it's one benefit that maybe not necessarily shows up on cash flow in the short term with having cattle and manure, but in the long term you're buying less commercial fertilizer, you're utilizing their waste, and you're returning nutrients back to the soil. So it's always good. That's why we've always kind of had livestock. We had pigs before, so we had the manure from the pigs, but this stuff's just a little bit better than the pig manure that we were used to using. So anyways, let David get loaded up here, and then we'll go back and do another load. The end here, just cleaning the barn out. It's a little drier stuff than what was in the yard, so I'll probably just do I only got a few more acres left, and then the whole field's covered. So I think with these loads here, I'll probably just go over wherever I went twice, because like I said, it's probably half the weight, not as much manure in it. It's a little more straw. So I'll do those twice, and then I got an acre or so in the front that needs to be done. So we should have enough, and we've got pretty well the whole field covered, which is good. There was a lot more here than I thought. I thought there'd only be maybe 10 or 12 spreader loads, and we're probably going to be knocking on 20, which is roughly 40 acres. So I think we'll end up with probably 16 or 17 loads, which is good. So, lots of fertilizer for next year for that 30 for the corn. So, if I hadn't mapped with field view, I probably would have ran short, or there wouldn't have been as much there, and then I would have tried to have to remember where I spread versus wasn't, so I could fertilize accordingly. And anyways, now I'm gonna have more than enough here on this ahead of corn next year, so we should be good. Getting the last few forkfuls of manure out of the barn, and 7/8 full spreader. Last two spreaders what's been in the barn has not been as, I would say, as potent of manure, so I'm putting on a little heavier, but we got the whole farm covered, which is good. And we should be, I think I'm going to take the tractor home tonight, because we got done that by the time I get home at 7 o'clock, so it's not the end of the world if I get home around 7. We were finishing up here around 7. I don't know if I'd drive it home. Just long day. And my wife's down here anyways, visiting her mom, so I could have got a ride home if we had to work late, but we were able to get her done. So we will get this all spread out, and then I'll head home, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. All right, morning guys. It's a crispy, cool morning in comparison to what the summer was. Just gotta unload that bucket and switch it around, and we'll go and make some feed. My butt's gonna get wet from the dew, but it'll dry out. Well, I'm just coming to get the TMR mixer. I see Joe got ambitious and started rebuilding the corn head. He's slowly getting through all the parts, but yeah, the corn head last year didn't give us too many troubles, but we thought it just needed new chains last year. But it turns out the part that holds the bottom and new chains and sprockets, but this part had started to wear. So when you put a new chain on, there's not the same amount of slack in it, and it started to drive hard. So as it turns out, do a whole corn head rebuild. So it'll be like new corn head. So get this thing fired up. And see about making this feed. That have them, they really like it because it handles this type of that big heavy wet balage. So we'll let that chew up, get our bucket switched, and then we'll go get some corn silage. ran out of gas. I had to fill that thing back up. I thought it got hot. Got no gas in it. Well, we're just gonna go water the goats and then fuel up the loader tractor because I see it's down, and get spreading some more shit. Alright guys, just I got that pile spread over there. It was only 5 loads, I think. So wasn't long doing it. It was a little sketchy doing it with that loader because that bucket's too big for it, and if you got the bucket too full of manure, you should get a little tippy. I nearly flipped or rolled the tractor, so I had to be careful where I drove up to the spreader, make sure I was on level ground and nice slow controlled movement. So need to get fluid in the back of those tires and some more weight on it and it'll be fine. But that's all the dry manure spread for now. That's all we had. So we'll take that spreader back. Pretty well caught up. I think now it's like, what time is it? 3:30. Probably go home and have a nap because I was out late last night, and get rested up. I think Danielle's down at her mom's, so house is mine, so I can have a nice little power nap with nobody disrupting me. Should be jealous. So see you guys tomorrow afternoon, guys. It's Monday, September 1st. Happy Labor Day. Did some chores this morning and then kind of hung out with the kids during the morning, and just getting back now and gonna give Joe a hand. We'll get the work on the corn head and get as much done as we can today, and yeah, see where we go from there. So it looks like we're doing 52 pickup with parts, but there's the new one, there's the old ones. They're probably original, and there's quite a bit of wear, and so that idler or sprocket on the bottom wouldn't sit square and would cause the chains to jump. So we got to place those, new chains, new sprockets up top. Should be good as new once we get done. Alright, so we're just working away getting the top sprockets back on, and that's not supposed to look like that or that. So the seals on the top of those sprockets, don't know how long they've been like that. My guess is the fact that some of them are smashed down. We bought this head used, so we're inheriting somebody else's lack of maintenance on it. My guess is probably whoever had this before, if they did the top sprockets, they probably just got the sprockets and popped them off, and then when they retightened them up, they tightened them down too much on some of them, and then they got out of adjustment, and then they would drive hard and probably would cause other stuff to wear not uniformly. So the key is to read diagrams and look at diagrams when you order parts for something, because sometimes if you just replace one part and that another part is worn, you don't replace it, you end up wearing out stuff faster than it should. So anyways, we'll get back at her. I have no idea where it is.
Still on the skid steer.
Maybe. There. Take a bit to get on there. Once they're on, they're on. I don't know how many acres this head did before we got it. I'm thinking most of the stuff we're taking off is original. I'm gonna guess. I'm wondering, I'm looking at some of these that are trying to go on. I'm wondering if those sprockets are the wrong size. Like, I feel like you can see that they're scoring the teeth.
Yeah, but then other than this one, then they slide back off again.
Well, I don't know. I put the other ones together and we don't know.
Some of them have gone right on, some of them haven't. And there really hasn't been any consistency with it.
Check this one. No, it gets real tight. And it's not, the bolt's not even tight.
Don't break it, cause
No, I'll just tighten it in until it gets too tight, and then
the whole, take the whole rim unit apart.
Alright guys, that pretty well wraps up today. We kind of hit a standstill on the header. There's we want new hardware for a couple parts. We've got all the gears on the top and just taking Andrea home. We're gonna go have some supper. So thanks for tuning in guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out. If not, doesn't matter. I appreciate you guys watching. And until next time, keep her between the ditches.